This is Formula One.
Welcome to F1 Blogs. Here, we analyze the latest in Formula One, focusing on standout driver performances, technical developments, and the strategies that make the difference in every Grand Prix. Before we dive in, we remind you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you enjoy our analysis and want to stay up to date with everything happening in the world of F1. Now, let's get started. Fernando Alonso has been one of the most outstanding drivers this season, showing exceptional performance even when Aston Martin's car hasn't been on par with the top teams on the grid. From the Azerbaijan Grand Prix to Singapore, Alonso has consistently defied expectations, achieving results far beyond the real potential of the AMR24. After the Imola Grand Prix, where Aston Martin introduced the first upgrades to the AMR24, the car's performance started to drop compared to the start of the season. Despite this, Alonso has been able to get the most out of a car that, on paper, shouldn't be fighting for such high positions. His performances in Monza, Baku, and Singapore stand out, as these three races have been his best in terms of individual results. In highly challenging scenarios, where teams like Haas, Williams, and Racing Bulls have shown superior pace, Alonso has managed to achieve results that seem unbelievable. In particular, in Singapore, where the team simulations didn't offer much hope, Alonso exceeded all expectations by finishing 8th. Inside the team, they admit that the pre-race strategy was based on calculations that are usually quite accurate. However, neither the simulations nor the predictions foresaw Alonso finishing where he did. Aston Martin's team principal, Mike Crack, explained that the result in Singapore was particularly surprising, as none of their simulation tools had predicted a points finish. This just shows how well Fernando handles such complicated situations, he said. Part of Alonso's success in Singapore was due to his impressive performance in qualifying, where he secured a strong 7th-place starting position. Tom McCullough, the team's head of performance, mentioned in an interview that Alonso did a fantastic job in extracting every bit of performance from the car. In recent races, the team had been testing new parts for the car, but in Singapore, they decided to go back to a known specification to focus on fine-tuning the car and better understanding the tires. This was key on a track like Marina Bay, where tire management is extremely difficult due to current regulations. McCullough also pointed out that the qualifying session in Singapore was particularly tight. Just look at Sergio Perez, who was 0.4 faster than Lance Stroll in Q1, but then failed to advance to Q2. This highlights how close the time gaps are between teams. The two Ferrari drivers and Perez didn't make it to the final session due to unexpected circumstances, while Tsunoda and Hülkenberg were faster than Alonso until Q3. However, an issue on Tsunoda's warm-up lap allowed Alonso to move up the grid. When looking at telemetry from the qualifying sessions in Baku and Singapore, it's clear that Alonso's results in these races were above what Aston Martin's car should have achieved. In Baku, Alonso qualified 8th, and in Singapore, 7th, on circuits where confidence and precision are crucial. McCullough highlighted that Alonso has always had a special talent for street circuits, where he tends to qualify extremely well. The Spaniard's experience allows him to know exactly when to take risks and when to be more cautious, which is essential in Formula One, where every millisecond counts. On circuits like Baku, Alonso managed to extract every bit of performance from the car, especially in critical moments like corners 8, 9, and 10, where the extra speed he carried was key to his final result. Alonso himself has pointed out that these types of moves can only be made on a handful of laps, when a driver is fully focused and committed. It's in those moments that his vast experience and natural talent come to light, allowing him to achieve results that even drivers with better cars cannot. Baku and Singapore are clear examples of this. Furthermore, it's important to note that Alonso has not only benefited from his ability to qualify well, but also from his consistency during races. Even though the AMR24 hasn't been on par with its competitors in terms of development, Alonso has been able to defend positions and score crucial points for Aston Martin, particularly in races where the conditions were unfavorable for the car. On many occasions, Alonso has fought against rivals who, on paper, have faster cars, like Haas and Williams, making his performances even more impressive. As the season progresses, Aston Martin continues to look for ways to improve the performance of the AMR24. In the meantime, Alonso has kept the team's hopes alive with solid performances and unexpected results. His ability to adapt and maximize opportunities is what has kept the team competitive, even in tough times. His experience and talent continue to be determining factors in every race. And even though the car isn't always at the level of the best on the grid, Alonso continues to prove that he is one of the greatest drivers in Formula One history. Thank you for joining us at F1 Blogs. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth F1 analysis. See you in the next video.